Hey guys, Spence Drake with La Familia Robina. Brandon asked me to put a quick video together about the growing regions in Nicaragua. I want to start off with Esteli. Reason being, it's where the majority of the factories that produce Nicaraguan cigars are located. That area is a very distinctive area in terms of the soil. It's really dark volcanic soil, and it yields some really distinctive tobacco. Something that I think is kind of like the Nicaraguan signature of tobacco. Esteli Ligero is a flavor that once you kind of spot it, you'll be able to spot it across different blends pretty easily. But I think it's kind of the Nicaraguan signature tobacco. It's the one that people, when they think of Nicaragua, they think of that pepper, they think of that strength, and I think that's directed really at Esteli. In addition to Esteli, you've got Jalapa up to the north between Esteli and Honduras. Jalapa is a very different soil than Esteli. It's more of a sandy kind of red soil. It grows some tobacco that's very similar to the tobacco that you find in Cuba. The conditions are very similar. There's a sweetness to the tobacco, a roundness, as I call it. It's just a particular way I taste that tobacco. I can spot it pretty easily as well. It's another very distinctive tobacco, but it's really good tobacco to blend with. Jalapa and Esteli together is a really good combination, and playing off of that with some other tobaccos from Nicaragua. You can do a lot with just Nicaraguan tobacco alone, much less introducing some other tobaccos outside of it. But Esteli and Jalapa is kind of a base for a blend, is typically going to put something, it's not hard to put something pretty good together from that, assuming you got really good tobacco. But I think those two regions are definitely, for us, the primary regions we utilize in our blends from Nicaragua. Next, I would say Condega. Condega is a really, it's a different leaf as well. I think all these different regions come out with distinctive tobacco, and I think that's one of the things that's exciting about blending with Nicaraguan tobacco but outside of the different varietals you use, just the regions themselves yield such different tobaccos, and then with the addition of shade growing and doing some other stuff there, you can get a lot of different tobacco out of Nicaragua right now. But Condega's got this almost cinnamony flavor for me. It's a slight sweetness as well. I don't like it in large amounts, but it's something that definitely can add to a blend. Just one leaf of Condega, substituting something else out can change a blend. And it's a tobacco for me personally that when I smoke little fumos of it that are just entirely that leaf, I don't particularly like that flavor. But when you introduce it into blends, it's funny how it works, and all of a sudden it's been a really integral part of a specific blend that turned out amazing. This cigar here actually has it as well. This is a Legal Habano that just happens to be in a Lancero size. But the fourth growing region, which is the most interesting of them all, is Ometepe, and it's on a former volcano, or two volcanoes, I think. I'm not really sure, but it's an island on Lake Nicaragua, and so it's really humid. The soil is incredibly rich. They don't have to do a lot to the soil there. I've never been to Ometepe myself, but I've got friends that have gone, and they took a boat around. It was a really strange story. Nonetheless, they said it was really interesting how it was like a bunch of families that were really just kind of farming that land. It's a tobacco that there isn't near the quantity of that you can find in some of the other regions. Obviously, they're locked into an island, so there's only so much they can grow. But a very really good tobacco, and it's another tobacco that I've never utilized very much of. But when you use it, it's got a toasty quality to it. It's just a really good tobacco. But I think it's another example, the fourth example of the fact that Nicaragua comes out with some very differentiated kind of tobacco across all the different varietals and the different growing regions. And you can create some really interesting blends with just Nicaraguan puros. But I also believe that, you know, utilizing tobacco outside of Nicaragua with Nicaraguan blends and Nicaraguan tobaccos is what makes this so much fun, man. It's what makes getting involved and learning more about this and you know, tasting more tobaccos and getting more involved in the blending processes and learning about tobacco. Nicaragua was, for me, was definitely the place to start and then branch out kind of from there. But those 4 regions were pretty integral in me learning about tobacco and starting to identify tobacco, because we had so much of it and we like it so much. But I appreciate y'all's time. I appreciate the support from the Renegade Group on all of our lines. It means a lot. Y'all are like a family. Really a great group, a special group. I'm proud of what Brandon, Scott, and the crew have accomplished over there and what are continuing to accomplish. I think big things are in the future, and the community and the brotherhood that's been created over there is really a special thing.